The Zambezi region experiences floods annually that results in the displacement of thousands of residents. Each year, residents in the flood-prone areas relocate to higher grounds until such a time when the water has subsided. On a recent visit to the flood-prone areas, we took a boat ride to areas such as Nankuntwe, Pukano, and Muzi to assess the impact of this year's floods. Although this year's floods is described as mild and having come late, most schools and villages in the areas are completely cut off by floodwaters. Learners are being forced to cross streams in dugout canoes to attend school. Thatched huts that serve as teachers' accommodation are submerged, resulting in some school buildings that are now housing teachers and residents from nearby villages. Due to lack of accommodation, classrooms have been turned into makeshift living quarters for teachers, with learners now receiving their lessons in tents. School grounds serve as relocation centers, holding over 100 people that are accommodated in tents, some of them makeshift. The idyllic scenery of lush vegetation and flowing water with children playing in dugout canoes against a backdrop of unending chatter and laughter belies the true state of affairs. The cramped spaces have become somewhat of a health hazard due to lack of ablution facilities and safe drinking water.
The learning environment is really affected because children want to play around even during break, even during learning process. You find that they are just only confined to the areas, to the classroom. They've got nowhere to go. That's the first thing. The other thing is as you know, a human being is always called by nature. You will find that in most cases, I've found that where we have traveled, I found that that is the most outstanding thing. The toilet is very shallow, and then the water, everything that is there is coming up, and you'll find there are a lot of maggots and so on, and is smelling. These are not really conducive. The other thing is that when we get in contact with the parents, you find that they are slightly resistant to be shifted to higher ground, simply because they regard that this flood had come a bit late. In the past, the flood used to come in January. By the end of January, people are shifted and they stay in those relocation camps in February, March, April, and May. And even when we bring them back in towards the end of May, they've stayed there for long.
Ignatius Kawana is the acting principal of Muzi Combined School.
The situation, I think you can see for yourself, is very bad. It started almost a month ago, and I think it's affecting our learners severely. It is affecting learning in many ways. You can see the sanitation. Our learners, they are in a health hazard. The toilet that we are using is now contaminated, and the learning is also hampered in such a way that we don't have space for our learners to do some activities such as physical education. There is nowhere we can go and do physical education, and the outdoor activities are really hampered. We cannot do anything. We are just centered in the classroom. That is where our activities are taking place. Outside we do nothing.
Learners at Muzi are living in makeshift tents on drenched grounds only a few meters away, compelling them to cross a stream by canoe to reach school every day.
as you can see on the other side, our learners are not residing on this side. They are on the other side of this stream. And for them to come in the morning, they have to cross this stream. And we have pre-primary learners, very small learners, that are unable to swim if something bad happens to them. So we are really afraid. And we are just looking forward that maybe God will help us. Something bad might not happen.
At Pukano, villages are also cut off completely with dugout canoes as the only means of transport. Raphael Mbala holds a meeting with the community to explain government's intervention in solving the transport problem faced by the community.
Mashiringi aba tometwe inena ko imwe ndini vede kumitatsa kutabari mangi kuzwa kwangu eze kuyamparira kuti 300 kapoya kwashuma 300 twari vekale hansi twabambiri kuti bana bantu kababereka twari neine baji hana kwete tiafera kaina mutero twari kutokola kuti even mutero una mutero vetu izumine kuti nakoni vekulonga abantu hana ilonga abantu haitikira njosa kuti kukabo maswe muso muliswe mashiringi manga kuli kwetolonga bantu mu kintu kisalo kite twari ye yonje kizimikite ibaji kono twete tuzirwa kuti haba kuti nukoleka sanzi ko kahuifera inebaji kare kusebeza ikare kulonga abantu twari tubazuminzane hano kuzwa ngweze kwiza Shumansbeck $45 kuyenda buli omalizo mu 50 55 60 mane ukasikaniri dola mamaniki dola kasika $85.
It is a problem sometimes because learners they fail to eat because parents are unable to come and cook for these feeding programs. So what happens, the learners who are here at schools, they used to cook for themselves. Sometimes they just eat very late, around 3 o'clock is when they finish cooking. Since morning they don't eat anything. So it is just really affecting the learners because their concentration in classrooms are not up to date.
Despite their homestead severely swamped by floodwaters, residents are reluctant to relocate to higher grounds, describing this year's flood as mild and having come late. To aggravate matters, crop yield have also been submerged and destroyed. Health concerns also add to a myriad of problems for residents. The nearest clinic to the schools is about 8 to 10 kilometers away at places such as Shumansbeck, Itomba, Balasinte, and Impalila. There are reports of other schools in the flood-prone areas such as Namiundu, Masikili, and Ivilivinzi facing a similar situation.
Bakengisa kuli ba tarimezi mwaza mahera nilikweli mweli nezi nilina kwaza kuli banana kawana na kwe kuli batutiswe kuli baiswe kwale mwana kwa chole baenzi mwali tatubo kwa na foba tarimezi bashemono na fuone bona abasika hana kuli abo kuno kututiswa kono batarimezi kali nako za mezi yakamoli nezi kakuli siri mwezi ferire independence luzwe ichera kwa kabe kono kwa kulima batu ne balimire kono butata ki pola ene tronera ni sato kopana meza monda kona kuli lichozalu na sensitive lufumana butata kwanu kwa muziki kwanu bakengisa kuli Shumansbeck yinzi kwa hule niluna Itomba yinzi kwa hule niluna Balasinte yinzi kwa hule niluna Impalila yinzi kwa hule niluna wana ama clinics yaka ofera ayinzi buhule niluna mana baba mwe kabu mai baba mwe ike siri mwezi ferire lolo turekule baba mwe wafisa bela kwa Itomba kwali kile batimera bakingisa kuli bangire na kuyeterere nge bazama bahohiwa nifaa nina kwechwana lo sana ni butata kambe kwa kona la muso mane kambe ba wonana kwa monda chwana kama baezanga mobile ma clinics yana ku uzamera kwa uzama ba alafa batu.
These schools, if at all they were elevated, they were up earth, you could find that the water could be far away. Children could find the places where to run around during break and so on. And even those parents who are whose villages are covered by water could come to other parts of the elevated areas to come and settle there and stay with their children. Currently now you will see when we go the site where the learners are residing, which we call home says. There you will find that the area is not as high as this one. You will find that the area is very low. Everywhere where you go you find the dampness, and then the kids are not sleeping well. They are sleeping in moisture. The soil is already saturated with water and so on. The assistance that is given here is not that much. We came with the water purification tablets, and we also came with the disinfectants. With regard to food, the drought relief food that they are busy receiving, they just only received their food on Sunday, and that will help them because the situation that happened here is that people plowed, but simply because of the heavy rains that was there in December, the beginning of December, the end of December and the beginning of January, and then the flood came in, some of their crops were swept away.
Stakeholders such as the Red Cross normally provide humanitarian assistance to the flood victims. According to Mbala, money for the elevation of school grounds will be made available this year, as well as construction of bridges and culverts, in government's efforts to ease the calamity normally experienced during floods.
Oh,